Welcome back. We've got another book review on books on the Tiger tank. So this is about both the Tiger 1 and the Tiger 2. And it's unusual because it seems to me more like a coffee table book. It's got that size, format, the glossy cover, glossy thick paper on the inside with large photographs filling up the pages. It's a photo book. It has the feel to me of a coffee table book, so it would sit in front of you and you could browse through it as you felt like it. It's branded as Legends of Warfare Ground. It's not actually branded as a photo book. Tigers 1 and 2, but it's it's a photo book, and I'm going to praise it for being cheaper than most photo books. If you took art house books of this format, which is that's what this format is normally used for, they'd be a lot more expensive than this particular one on the Tiger tank. But I'm going to show you those prices in a moment. So this is David Doyle's book on Tigers 1 and 2, subtitled Germany's Most Feared Tanks of World War II. This is a Schiffer publication. And in common with Schiffer books, as I have experienced them, Schiffer books tend to be very high quality in production values and not necessarily expensive given that high quality. But let me show you the content. You can decide for yourself whether this is the content for you. So in total, we've got 112 pages here. That's what it looks like. 112 pages. Actually looks thicker, but the paper is a heavy paper, what in the industry they call a heavy paper. And that's to give you good rendering of the images at high resolution, filling up the page here. So you've got lots of high production values in order to study details in the printed versions of these photographs. So 112 pages. The first 70 pages here are going to be dedicated to the Tiger 1. So most of this book is on the Tiger 1. 36 of the pages are on the Tiger 2 back here. So a good 2/3 of this book is about the Tiger 1. Most of the images that I see in here are coming from the German archive, Bundesarchiv, and there are lots of color photographs of tigers in museums, which I'll talk about in a moment. So 2/3 of the book is about the Tiger 1. So there's a few photographs, there's only actually 2 photographs of pre-production vehicles, and then you go into Tunisia. The rendering of the photographs is excellent. The quality of printing is excellent, as you expect from Schiffer. The captions are a bit hit and miss. So the author has probably relied on archive captions, which are often wrong. So the German archives are notorious for having weird datings and weird placings of the tigers. And then some of the other captions seem to be based on sort of Facebook hearsay. For instance, this Tiger tank I know, because I've identified the terrain. This is in Operation Eilboter, the first one, the first of the 2 Operation Eilboters in mid-January 1943, going towards Useltia Valley. But the caption describes it as during a road march. Well, this is not a road march. This is actually an attack. This is in the middle of an attack to seize a pass, a particular pass during that operation. So the captions sometimes disappoint me. Again, this is another example. So these photographs were taken in Hunt's Gap of tigers, the 7 tigers that were left behind and demolished, and they're just described as near Beja or Beja, and the dating isn't given too. So this dating would be in April or May. So captions sometimes don't serve any purpose for me particularly, and it ends up being about the images and browsing the images. So these particular images are mixed up. So I'm going to make another mention here. So these are out of chronological order. So I know this is in Sicily. I know this is in mainland Italy, and this is on the Eastern Front, and this is on the Eastern Front. And then we will go back to North Africa and back to Italy and jump around. There's a section here on photographs of the Tiger 1 in production. And I'm a little uncomfortable again with these captions. So these captions describe, say, this particular vehicle. There's actually quite a few vehicles in the Bundesarchiv of this particular Tiger tank coming out of the factory. And the captions here describe it as being picked up by the unit. And it's not clear to me that it is picked up by the unit. They may be army personnel from the Army Inspectorate who were similarly uniformed. They were tank officers. So I think there's some assumptions I'm sometimes uncomfortable with. But like I say, this book is really a photo book, and I think that's how it should be treated. So to explain some more details about how many photographs you hear, you generally get a single large photograph or a couple of pages, a couple of photographs on one page. You get 70 pages of photographs on the Tiger 1 alone before you get to the section on the Tiger 2. The Tiger 1 and Tiger 2 photographs are not mixed up in the same section. There's separate sections. Now, within those 70 pages on the Tiger 1, you get 52 pages of black and white photographs. Most of them are from the Bundesarchiv, so they're German photographs of German crewed tanks. In other books, you will see a lot of photographs of destroyed tanks because that's just the author has had better access to some Allied or locally taken photographs of destroyed tanks after capture. So most of them in this particular book are going to be from the Bundesarchiv of German photographs before the Tiger tank is lost to the Allies. Then there are a few photographs of Tiger 131 after capture, the one that is at the Tank Museum in Britain. So you get 52 pages of black and white images of the Tiger 1, and then you get 16 color photographic pages. These are mostly of Tiger 131 in the British Tank Museum, and they're mostly detail shots of different things. So clearly these are aimed at modelers. And then there are some photographs of the Tiger 1 in the Saumur Museum in France. Again, detail shots. Then you get the Tiger 2 section. There are 36 pages in the Tiger 2 section. Bit of introduction to the design, and it goes through the two different major design types of the Tiger 2. So first, there is the first series turret, the rounded shaped turret, which is sometimes described in older history books as the Porsche turret. It's actually the Series 1 turret. So you get 6 black and white photographs of the Series 1 turret Tiger 2, and then you get some images of the surviving, this is actually a pilot vehicle. This survives at the Tank Museum in Britain, the Bovington Tank Museum. And you get 6 pages of detail shots of the Bovington Series 1 turret Tiger 2. Then it moves on to the Series 2 turret Tiger 2 version, and you get 8 black and white pages. These are images we've all seen before in other books on the Tiger 2. So this is the Tiger 2 on operations in Budapest in late 1944 to topple a revolutionary regime back in favor of the pro-Axis regime. And then after 8 pages, black and white photographs, operational photographs of the Series 2 Tiger 2, then you get some color images, actually 32 color images of the Tiger 2 Series 2 turret in the Bovington Tank Museum. Most of these color images are of the Bovington tank. And then there are some from Fort Knox, Kentucky. Here, in that same series, the Series 2 Tiger 2. And then I'll highlight here, there are some interior shots which maybe you haven't seen before. Certainly if you're taking these sorts of photographs, you might be able to take these sorts of photographs for yourself when you visit the museums, but you won't be able to get inside the tanks. So it is nice that there are some interior shots in color of the Tiger 2. And then there is the Tiger 2 at Saumur, the French Tank Museum. I'll just note some of them are a little out of focus. So ones that are out of focus don't do justice to the quality of the paper and the printing, but there are some mixed quality photographs in the color section. So that's that, David Doyle, Tigers 1 and 2. Let me show you the prices for this particular book. So given the high production values, I think this is extremely good value. So I'm going to look at Amazon.com, the US Amazon. It is trading at $16.29 at Amazon price, no Kindle edition. And on British Amazon, amazon.co.uk, it's trading at £20.99. So it's actually considerably more expensive on the British site. Knowing the conversion rate, you're much better off buying it from the American site. Actually, probably would be cheaper to get it shipped to Britain from the American site. So, David Doyle, Tigers 1 and 2 by Schiffer Publications.